The chess master recommends knight takes pawn. Your knight captures pawn, which forks white's rook at d1 and white's queen. White counters with rook to b1, which moves it out of immediate jeopardy and attacks your queen. Your knight captures queen, which protects your rook at d5 and forks white's bishop and white's rook at b1. White responds with rook takes queen, which removes the threat on white's bishop. You move your knight to c3. White responds by moving bishop to f3, which threatens your rook at d5. You move your rook to e5, which moves it to safety and takes control of the open file. White counters by moving the rook at b2 to b7. You move your pawn to a4, which pushes the passed pawn. White answers with king to f1. You move your rook to e3. As a result of this line of play, you win a queen and a pawn for a queen. Additionally, white's attack potential is decreased. Also, the development of your pawns is somewhat improved, and white's pawn structure is somewhat weakened. Lastly, the pressure on white's king is slightly increased. The chess master recommends knight takes queen. Your knight captures queen, which removes the threat on your rook at d5 and forks white's bishop and white's rook at b1. White counters with rook captures queen, which protects white's bishop. You move your knight to c3. White counters by moving the bishop to f3, which attacks your rook at d5. You move your rook to f5, which moves it to safety. White responds by moving the rook to b3, which threatens your knight. You move your rook to c5, which protects your knight. White replies by moving the rook at b3 to b7. You move your pawn to a4, which advances the passed pawn. White counters with the rook to d7. As a result of this sequence of moves, you win a queen for a queen. In addition, the mobility of white's pieces is decreased. Also, your pawn structure is somewhat stronger. The chess master recommends rook takes queen. Your rook captures queen, which removes the threat on your bishop. Black responds by moving the knight to c3. You move your bishop to f3, which threatens black's rook at d5. Black counters by moving the rook to f5, which moves it to safety. You move your rook to b3, which attacks black's knight. Black counters by moving the rook to c5, which removes the threat on black's knight. You move your rook at b3 to b7. Black responds by moving pawn to a4, which advances the passed pawn. You move your rook to d7. Black replies by moving the rook to c4. As a result of this sequence of moves, you win a queen. In addition, your attack potential is increased, and black's mobility is greatly decreased. Also, the pressure on black's king is slightly increased, and the pressure on your king is eliminated. The chess master recommends knight to c3. You move your knight to c3. White responds by moving the bishop to c4, which threatens your rook at d5. You move your rook to c5, which moves it to safety and threatens white's bishop. White responds by moving bishop to a2, which moves it out of immediate danger. You move your rook to f5. White answers with pawn to g4, which attacks your rook at f5. You move your rook to e5, which moves it to safety. White answers with rook takes pawn at f7. Your rook captures rook. White answers with rook to b8, which checks your king. You move your king to h7, which moves it out of check. White responds with bishop captures rook. You move your pawn to a4, which pushes the passed pawn. As a result of this line of play, the mobility of white's pieces is decreased. Additionally, your pawn development is a little stronger.